Welcome to the 10th lecture on representations of finite groups. Today we are going to compute equivalence classes of irreducible representations of the symmetric group S4. So to do that, we are going to use the permutation representations that we discussed in lecture number 9. Let me recall briefly for you about permutation representations. If sigma from G to S of X is an action of a group G on a set X, then we obtain a representation called the permutation representation of G. Permutation representation of G, and denoted by sigma tilde, from where? From G to GLV, where V is abstract vector space spanned by the set X, or we can also take V to be the underlying vector space of the group algebra. So V is simply C of X. In fact, to recall for you, sigma tilde take a group element, and how does it act on a vector in V? Take an arbitrary vector, so that look like summation Cx X, X is in X, alright, and the action is just summation Cx sigma G of X, X is in X, okay, the usual way. And in lecture number 9 we computed the character of the permutation representation, and we also found the dimension of the fixed subspace of the permutation representation. So again recall that dimension of the fixed subspace Vg, of course our complex number, is equals to the number of orbits under the given group action. Number of orbits under the action of G on the set X. Let us specialize to the situation when your group action is transitive. Suppose that the action is transitive. Suppose that the G action on X is transitive. Transitive means only one orbit, alright. Thus in this case, dimension of Vg is precisely 1. In fact, Vg is generated by this vector summation X, X in the space X. Okay. So now, since we know that the permutation representation is unitary, it has an orthogonal complement. Thus, we can write V as Vg direct sum Vg perp. Okay, and therefore the permutation representation sigma tilde splits as direct sum of two representations, one restricted to Vg and other restricted to Vg perp. But Vg is one dimensional, and in fact the action there is trivial, so it is nothing but the trivial representation of G, and we get a non-trivial representation on Vg perp that we call the augmentation representation associated to the given group action. Thus, we can write the permutation representation sigma tilde as the trivial representation or the trivial character direct sum with restriction of sigma tilde on Vg perp, and we denote it by sigma tilde prime, where sigma tilde prime is simply sigma tilde restricted to Vg perp, okay, and called augmentation representation of sigma. All right. So this is an interesting representation. So basically what we are doing is, from the permutation representation we are throwing away the trivial part, okay, and the remaining part is what is the augmentation representation of sigma. Note that character of sigma tilde prime from this decomposition is given by character of sigma tilde minus the character of the trivial representation chi1, which is chi1 itself. Okay, this fact we are going to use now. With this we can prove the following theorem. Very nice theorem. Let sigma from G to Sx be a transitive action. Transitive action of a group G on a set X. Okay. Then we have the permutation representation, and since the fixed point set is one dimensional, then there is a complementary representation, the augmentation representation, which is precisely coordinate of X minus one dimensional. Okay. And when is this representation irreducible? This is what this theorem says. Then sigma tilde prime is irreducible if and only if the given action is two transitive. G action on X is two transitive. Very nice result. It gives irreducibility of this representation entirely in terms of nature of the action. So let us prove it. Direct proof. We use the irreducibility criteria. What does it say? It says that a given representation is irreducible if and only if inner product of its character with itself is 1. So consider the inner product of chi of sigma tilde prime with itself, but we have here the character of sigma tilde prime in terms of character of sigma tilde and the trivial character of sigma tilde minus chi1, character of sigma tilde minus chi1. Okay, and the inner product is linear, and it turns out to be same as chi of sigma tilde, this inner product, minus chi of sigma tilde with chi1 minus chi1 chi of sigma tilde plus chi1 and chi1. Now observe here, chi1 is a trivial character, one dimensional, alright, and therefore this inner product is just 1. Okay, chi1 is trivial character, and therefore inner product of chi1 with chi of sigma tilde gives precisely the multiplicity with which chi1 appears in sigma tilde, but that we know. Look at this expression at the top. Chi of sigma tilde with chi1 is 1, similarly the other one. Okay, and therefore this expression is same as inner product of chi of sigma tilde, with sigma tilde minus 1. Now by irreducibility criteria, sigma tilde prime will be irreducible if and only if inner product of chi of sigma tilde prime with itself is 1. Thus sigma tilde prime is irreducible if and only if chi of sigma tilde with itself is 2. Recall from lecture number 9 that inner product of character of the permutation representation with itself is precisely the number of orbitals, that is the number of orbits of the two-fold diagonal action of sigma on x cross x. Alright, and number of orbitals is 2 if and only if the group is 2 transitive. That's also we proved in lecture number 9. So therefore this happens if and only if the group action is 2 transitive. But inner product of character of sigma tilde with itself is precisely the number of orbitals. All right. Further, by a result that we proved in lecture number 9, the number of orbitals is equals to 2 if and only if the group action is 2 transitive. G action on X is 2 transitive. This completes the proof of the theorem. We are going to use the preceding result to find equivalence classes of all irreducible representations in the symmetric group S4. So by theory we know that it is same as the number of conjugacy classes in the group. So symmetric group order is 24, and by hand you can compute all the conjugacy classes, and S4 has 5 conjugacy classes. Okay, and in fact represented by, we can write down the representatives represented by. One is of course the conjugacy class consisting of identity, other is consisting of transpositions, let us say 1 2 is a representative, other consist of 3 cycles, so let us say represented by 1 2 3, other consist of 4 cycles, so represented by 1 2 3 4, this 4 cycle, and there will be one which will consist of product of two cycles, so let us say represented by 1 2 and 3 4. That's all. So there are precisely 5 conjugacy classes in S4. Okay, therefore by theory we know that it need to have 5 equivalence classes of irreducible representations, and there are 2 very natural representations here. So let chi1 from S4 to C star be the trivial representation that every group admit. Representation of S4, and let us say chi2 be the sign representation. Sign representation, that is to say chi2 of any permutation sigma is sign of sigma, okay, which you know takes the value 1 if it is an even permutation and -1 if it is an odd permutation. All right. So we need to find 3 more inequivalent irreducible representations of S4. Recall that the S4 action on the set 1 2 3 4 underlying set of which it is a permutation is 2 transitive. Okay, in fact it is k transitive for each k from 1 to 4. Okay, we showed that in lecture number 9. So since the action is 2 transitive, the corresponding augmentation representation has to be irreducible by preceding theorem. So by preceding theorem, the corresponding augmentation representation of S4, it is going to be 4 minus 1, exactly 3 dimensional. Say let us give a name to this, so we call it phi 3 from S4 to GL3C is irreducible. In fact you can write down the augmentation representation precisely. Okay, so we will not go into that, but we know it is in fact irreducible. So we have got 3 irreducible representations of S4, okay, and all of them are inequivalent, right, because the first 2 are one dimensional and distinct as functions, so they are inequivalent, and the third one is of course 3-dimensional, it can't be equivalent to any one of them. So we have got 3 representations. In fact, we can write down the fourth one very easily. Let phi 4 from S4 to GL3C be the representation given by phi 4 given by phi 4 of any permutation, let us say tau here, okay, is given by, okay, recall that chi2 is a sign representation. So you can easily check it's a homomorphism, because if we take say tau and tau prime, clearly phi 4 is a representation, since phi 4 of say tau 1 tau 2 is going to be chi 2 of tau 1 tau 2 and phi 3 of tau 1 tau 2. Both of them are homomorphisms. So chi 2 of tau 1, chi 2 of tau 2, phi 3 of tau 1, phi 3 of tau 2. Alright. But now you see phi 3 of tau 1 and phi 3 of tau 2 are 3 by 3 matrices, but chi 2 of tau 1 and chi 2 of tau 2 are actually scalars. In fact, they are 1 or minus 1. So you can bring them inside. Therefore, you can write it as chi 2 of tau 1 times phi 3 of tau 1 into chi 2 of tau 2 times phi 3 of tau 2, right? And this by definition is phi 4 of tau 1 times phi 4 of tau 2. In fact, one can check that phi 4 is an irreducible representation. Okay, for that, first notice that character of phi 4 is simply chi 2, okay, character of the first factor, and character of phi 3. And once we know this, one can use the irreducibility criteria, because we know that inner product of phi 3 with itself is 1, and because chi 2 is just multiplication by 1 and minus 1, it will again turn out to be 1. Alright. Then the irreducibility criteria tells that phi 4 is in fact irreducible. Okay. All right. Furthermore, certainly phi 4 cannot be equivalent to chi 1 and chi 2, but phi 4 is in fact not equivalent to phi 3, because they have different character. Further, since character of phi 3 is not equals to character of phi 4, they cannot be equivalent. Phi 3 is not equivalent to phi 4. We know that S4 admit 5 inequivalent irreducible representations, of which we have found the 4s. Therefore, one remains. Let D be the degree of this remaining representation. Let D be the degree of the fifth irreducible representation of your symmetric group S4. Then we know that sums of squares of degrees of irreducible representations of a finite group G is the number of elements in the group G. Then 24 should be same as 1 square, that is degree of chi 1 square plus 1 square degree of chi 2 square plus 3 square degree of phi 3 square plus 3 square degree of phi 4 square, but let us say d square. Okay, and this implies that d has to be 2. Alright. So therefore we need to find one degree 2 irreducible representation of S4. Since it will be degree 2, it will certainly not equivalent to any of the previous representations. Alright. So for that we apply a trick. Observe that S4 has the normal subgroup N, where N consists of these permutations. N consists of identity 1 2 times 3 4, 1 3 times 2 4, and 1 4 times 2 3. So N is a normal subgroup of S4, one can easily check, and therefore and its order is 4, so S4 modulo N is going to be a group of order 6, and one can see that it is in fact a non-abelian group. Since S4 modulo N is non-abelian, you can check it directly, and of order 6. It turns out that S4 modulo N is in fact isomorphic to S3, okay, because there are only two groups of order 6. One is cyclic group of order 6 and other is a symmetric group S3. But we know that S3 admits an irreducible representation of degree 2. S3 admit an irreducible representation, let us call it say psi from S3 to GL to C of degree 2. Then phi phi, which we define from S4 to GL to C, is the desired degree 2 irreducible representation of S4, okay, where pi is the natural quotient map from S4 to S4 mod n is the natural quotient map. Okay. Here I am using an exercise that if you have a surjective homomorphism of groups, so pi here is surjective, and an irreducible representation of the quotient, so psi is an irreducible representation of the quotient, then the composite gives you an irreducible representation of the group. So therefore phi phi is an irreducible representation of S4. Certainly phi phi is of degree 2 and therefore inequivalent to any of the earlier irreducible representations of S4. So thus we have found 5 irreducible representations of the symmetric group S4. This completes this computation. Later on we will compute irreducible representation of an arbitrary symmetric group. That will need some more background. So I will stop this lecture here. Thank you.